if there's one thing I've learned over time is it's a collaboration. The whole, from the director to the writers to all of us, and I mean everybody. You have that opportunity to try it. If you feel it, try it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you educational lessons and real-life stories behind the scenes of TV and film. I'm your host and talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and today I've got a very badass guest in Gary Weeks.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, I'm so glad you're here. And I want to talk about Outer Banks. Dude. Gary's known as Luke's dad, or Luke. He's the dad, the badass dad. Take me back to the audition, man. Do you remember?
Dude, I mean, originally when I got the first audition for it, it was for one of the police officers that was on there. Shoot. And so we ended up going from there on to, well, that's not really there. And then we get this one, and I didn't have much time. I don't know if you remember this, because we didn't have much time at all.
It was a Sunday. I remember.
Yeah,
I left
like,
brunch.
if you can get it by tomorrow or tonight or whatever, we can do it. And it was just one of those things where we kind of threw it together. It was really raw. I didn't know what we were going to do. I didn't have all of the dialogue down because, everybody's always worried about their dialogue, but there was no time. So you're kind of pushing, and then it's just turned into this like really amazing experience to be somebody that is so opposite of who I feel like I am in real life.
Casting said that. I remember talking to casting, and she said, "Oh, honey, I've known Gary a long time. He's just not right for this role."
Right.
But if he wants to, she was like, if he wants to tape it, he can tape it. And I actually remember being afraid of your audition, like watching how close you got to the camera and then smacked the camera. And it was terrifying. It was not you at all.
Yeah, dude. It's a little scary because I was like, there's a little bit of that in me in real life. I was like, I don't know where it comes from somewhere. But it's weird because that role has so many dimensions of what he does, especially as the series has gone on. But that just pure hatred of himself and then everything else that goes on never gets old.
He's fighting for survival at all times.
All the time. And then playing with Rudy, it's like, I couldn't have asked for a better son in a show. My life, it's just fantastic.
And I remember photoshopping a picture of the two of you together. You looked like
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Looked like father and son. It was just really exciting. I remember the booking. Do you remember getting the news and like, I think they were like, get him on the road to Charleston like today. Can he?
Yeah, I remember that.
And you dropped everything.
Yep. That's the thing. I mean, when you get that gift, especially when you've worked to try to do it, and then that something like comes up, you got to. I mean, you know that because we've called you a million times. Like, hey, dude, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Well, we'll do bop, 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 and then we got it.
If you want it bad enough,
yep,
because everybody that you're competing with is usually in the same circumstance.
Yeah.
So everybody's rushed. Everybody, but you've got this amazing career behind that role too, that you were ready for it.
Yeah, it's been, you guys and everybody helping us to get to those spots, to be able to do that is how we get there anyway. And then it's just, did it fit?
And then you just get to play for years, seasons.
I know, right?
So,
That's crazy.
Through the course of this character and the arc, and like, what's it been like working with everybody?
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a group of younger actors that are as amazing as they are. I've never seen an argument. Now I'm sure that things happen. I mean, it's a set and you're all in there all the time, but everybody there is cool. Where you feel like you're a family, and that's not always the thing. I mean, I have been on some good things that I've been lucky to be that way too, but it's a family, but then we have to beat each other up. It's just like family with, limitations.
Is there anybody in particular that you've worked with, whether it was a director or a certain actor, where like they were just really special, like any great memory?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all of the directors that we've had are it's very unique because they let us play. There's a lot of guys out there that are word for word guys that are fantastic. Like we talked about before, I'm not. I want to be. Trust me, I would kill to be, on every single line. But it's just not how my head works. And they don't care. As long as we get it. And a lot of times it's something better than what they thought. Sometimes it's worse. And then they say, let's take it off. But that kind of thing is what makes it, you feel like you're part of it. You're not just an actor who's, hitting your spot and then you go on. You actually have a say in it.
Yeah, you're a collaborator.
Yeah, it's great. It just makes you feel better. And it makes the actors better, I think.
I think so too. You get to go off of gut.
Yeah.
Instead of executing something someone told you to do, you get to really be an artist and present in the moment.
Yep. It's pretty awesome.
So would you say, I really would love for our viewers to learn and grow from watching these. And I mean, I think anyone can learn and grow just from watching your work. But is there anything that you feel like you've learned throughout the course of this show or this character that could help our audience or aspiring actors?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first started acting, I was so worried about the dialogue. I was so worried about the exact words at the exact time because you'd have like one or two lines maybe, and I'd be petrified as it's going through. Because you don't want to mess it up. You want to do great, and when your head's in that space, you're probably gonna mess up.
You're worried.
A little bit.
You're back in the corner.
Yeah, you're kind of in it. If there's one thing I've learned over time is it's a collaboration. The whole, from the director to the writers to all of us, and I mean everybody. You have that opportunity to try it. If you feel it, try it. If it doesn't work, it just didn't work, and then you can do something else. But if you're trying to do something, you can't figure it out yourself. You're trying to do that. I guarantee you, if it comes out even close to what you're thinking, it's going to be amazing, and they're going to love it because whatever makes it better is awesome. Anything that is not, it just doesn't get used. I was always afraid that if I threw something out there that I would get in trouble or, you get fired. These things, they hire us for a reason. It took me a long time to figure that. There's still that little, angst and stuff inside of you. Like, I don't want to blow it because then I'm gone. But they hired us for a reason. And it's, and this show is just a great, collaboration of it anyway. And so it's just been, that's what I would say. Just be you, do you. And they'll tell you if they need something different. Sorry.
Well, I was just saying, especially because it's a large role. Like if they hired you, I mean, they probably saw people nationwide.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big role, ongoing role. Like it's not just casting, it's also HR. They're hiring someone to come be a part of their business.
That's right.
And I feel like obviously your audition was amazing, but it was also your resume and how you were nonstop working for years, saying yes all the time and working with so many big directors. And I feel like your reel's opposite all these, so many A-list stars. So like they hired you. And I think if actors can go onto set and know that their resume is stacked, if it is,
yeah,
it's so easy to be humble and to forget the confidence that is already built on your resume.
If you're an actor and enjoying this episode and this story with our host, Jason Lockhart, then you're going to want to listen up. Getscene's biggest event of the year, the Southeast Actor Conference, is approaching quickly. It's a 3-day in-person event right here in Atlanta, June 7, 8, and 9. And Jason is going to be joined with another 12 industry pros, along with some of the top instructors here in Atlanta as well. This event is going to be an incredible way for you to help build your actor community, make those connections you need to move forward, and then also build a really proper strategic plan to move you forward in your actor journey. If you're looking for a discount to this event, great news because we're still in early bird pricing and there's even an additional promo in the pinned comments. So go there right now, grab your ticket. Space is limited. So if this sounds like an event that's going to move you forward, that's getting you excited right now, go to it right now and grab your ticket. And we look forward to seeing you there. And so does Jason. Back to the show.
I love that advice, man. I hope that people are listening, and it doesn't even have to be a ton of credits. I think like you could have done a ton of theater. You could have been acting for 5 years.
Yeah.
I
think it's like, if someone had told me that earlier in life, or if I had figured it out earlier in life, I think it would have been easier. It's still never going to be easy. It's just part of it. But at the same time, anything you can do to take that pressure off of you, because there's so little we can control. Honestly, like you just you put your everything out there, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, you cry in your closet. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just, you never know what those things are, and you know how it is because I can't even imagine having to go through the phone calls that you get, all of the questions that we give you guys, and then trying to get production to find out all these little specific things until you get to the part where you're finally like, you know what, I'm just going to put it there. And then if we go to the next level, then we can ask all of those other things if you need to, so.
Yeah, we always want as most information and the best deals that we can get.
Yeah, and you guys, that's the other thing. You guys always do it. So we, if there's a note, we have it on there. That's I don't think I've never said thank you for that, but so thank you for that. those notes are
Thank you for doing everything.
Fantastic.
I mean, I couldn't do enough for you, man. I couldn't, but it's so easy to root for someone. It's so easy to root for someone when you genuinely like them as a person too, and you're excited about them, and you're so likable and so easy to root for.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely, and that's like deserved. And I hope that anyone watching knows, if you're genuinely authentic and an honest, good person, it's just so much easier to have people want to see you win. And I couldn't compliment you enough, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Thinking about the future, for Gary Weeks.
Yes.
Is there any kind of dream role for you or something that you haven't booked that you would love to book one day, or if it could be created?
Well, it's kind of sad because every time that comes up, all I think about is Indiana Jones. And it's just for always something in that type of thing I've always wanted to do. That was my hero growing up. That kind of, kind of smart A. I'll keep the cursing out.
Thank you to our minors watching.
And for some reason, those kind of roles I just think are fun, where it's got a fun side, but then it also has, the adventure and all of that as well. Because I will say, if anything, this show has taught me is that there is a place for everything. Right now I'm in this really great place with Outer Banks, and I appreciate it more than anything. One day I won't have that anymore because that's just what it does. The shows will end or whatever happens, and then I'll have something else. So, I might be doing the really, 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 really old Indiana Jones, like when he's 102, and he's just. I could see this. I could see it. That's what I'm still holding the pen.
You'll still look dope in a leather jacket.
Right.
Oh, dude, well, it's so great to have you here, and I'm sure that people are going to benefit just from hearing your wisdom and, knowing your experience. As a little thank you for being here, what if I were to tell you that you get a free car?
Whoa!
Yeah. So in this bag from Sarah Carpenter, I've got some cars. If you want to reach in, watch your mic, feel free.
Right.
Try not to look and
See what it is.
grab yourself a car.
Uh-oh, I'm feeling good.
What'd you end up with?
Ooh, look at this thing.
Amazing.
That is awesome. It's Barbie's 1956 Corvette.
Yeah, well, in your case, I think that would be a great Ken car.
Yeah.
You could play a Ken.
Oh, yeah. That would be really fun.
That would be pretty cool.
I'd have to knock out that other guy that nobody really knows. What's his name?
He hosted Saturday Night Live and just broke character the whole time.
know.
Yeah, screw him. Anyway, well, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, to everyone watching, thank you for tuning in. And, thank you to Jesse Malinowski and Get Seen Studios for producing this show. And if you're watching and you have a story that you would like to pitch to us with, a really great lesson that you learned on set or from a booking, do pitch it to us. You can send an email to talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that is talentagenttalk@gmail.com. And we look forward to hearing your inspiring stories and maybe seeing you here. Thanks so much. Catch you next time.
Thanks again so much for watching. And if you loved that story and were interested to learn more about the casting office that actually cast that show, then I have some really cool news because our sister show, Get Seen Unscripted, actually had them on the show. So you'll see it right here. Do not miss that episode. Over an hour on one-on-one with that casting director, talking about things that they like, don't like, to help give you the edge in your next audition. So thanks again so much for tuning in and watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one.